Hello everybody, the Lawn Gnome is here.
I didn't ask for it, but the whole world is watching.
So today's an interesting first. I'm going to be reviewing a new movie, everybody, but it's actually a movie that was officially premiered this weekend on Netflix, and that, of course, is the new David Ayer-directed film, Bright, starring Will Smith and Joel Edgerton. So, here's the long and the short of this story. Imagine, if you will, that all of these mythical characters, like orcs and elves and fairies and dwarves, actually are living in our world. We shared history together, we fought wars together, and now we are all living on Earth in 2017, and we're all trying to get along. Now, doesn't that sound like an interesting treat? Oh my goodness, what an idea for a story. And this story revolves around a Los Angeles police officer named Ward, played by Will Smith, and he is part of this brand new diversity program in the police department where he is partnered up with the first orcish police officer named Jacoby. And the two of them, while there is a little bit of history in regards to their races of people, they don't really get along, but they are doing their very best to try and become partners. This movie could have been the greatest, this movie could have been the worst, but my god, I was so intrigued with the idea because it is just so interesting to me, and to a certain degree, there have been so many people that I know, maybe some people that you know, that would have loved to see a story like this, where mythical creatures actually dress in designer clothing, use cell phones, listen to rock music, drive cars. I mean, doesn't that sound like an interesting idea? Let me tell you, it is. So these two police officers, Ward and Jacoby, find out that there is a renegade group of terrorist elves that want to summon this entity that was apparently one of the supreme rulers of Earth 2,000 years ago, called the Dark Lord, and they, of course, use magic, and they carry their magic in magic wands. So they stumble upon this one magic wand thanks to an elfish refugee, and they have to harbor her and keep her safe from this terrorist group, and learn about what it is to be something called a Bright, which is someone that has the ability to harness magic. So I thought that this was a great idea. I thought that the actors were definitely something that I can get behind. I mean, Will Smith in a movie like this, it's like Bad Boys meets The Lord of the Rings. But there is a lot to be desired in this movie, because I think the main issue with this movie is the plot itself. I feel that it goes everywhere and goes nowhere all at the same time. Personally, it's because of the fact that I feel that there is an extreme lack of character development. I feel that the story could have been expanded upon a little bit more. We know a little bit about what it is and that it existed, but we really don't learn really that much more about it. We don't really get a chance to look at more of the social structure. We know that there is definitely a lot of racism and a lot of hatred between all of these different groups, and I don't understand why there are no methods featured in this movie in regards to trying to solve it besides just having an orc on the human police force. Also, there is a very weak villain in Gnome, and I think that's how you pronounce her name. I don't really know, but I know that she was in the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo trilogy from Sweden, and it's not that she's a weak villain. I mean, she is definitely a strong villain if you watch this movie, but she barely speaks. There's really no background on her, and all she is just a big brute force with no voice. I think she only speaks maybe once or twice in this entire movie. And I feel with all of those weak points, we really don't get a great movie. Because, again, the idea is so ingenious. It's something that I think so many fans of fantasy wanted, but I still feel that we could have gotten so much more with this. I did in fact hear that Netflix has greenlit a sequel, because I think one of the big saving graces of this film is Joel Edgerton and Will Smith, because their chemistry was fantastic, and Will Smith really did bring the charm that he brings to most of his movies. Not as much as he used to, but definitely he still does bring that charm. And also, this is a very violent movie. This is not something that kids should be watching. There's a lot of blood, there's a lot of cursing, there is some really brutal, violent moments in this movie. I definitely feel that this is a movie for a more mature audience, but it is still interesting to me. Not good, not bad, but interesting. And I probably will see this movie again because just want to see if there could have been something that I possibly missed. And am I interested in the sequel? To a certain extent, yes. This is not going to be any sweat off my back because I am a Netflix subscriber, so when it does in fact come out, I will probably give it a watch. But in the end, I will give Bright 2 stars out of 4. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. Please put your comments in the box below, and let's discuss Bright. I would really like to hear your thoughts on this movie, and I will see you in the next one. Hey, thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. If you're new here and want to see more of what my channel has to offer, please click on the link to my last video, or hit that subscribe button to be kept up to date with all of my uploads. Content of all sorts is posted here quite often, so trust me, you do not want to fall behind. I will see you in the comments, and actions speak louder than words.